in this lesson we're going to learn how to graph linear equations using X and Y-intercepts. Hopefully by now the Y-intercepts is something that you can just read from a graph, especially if it's written in this form, y equals mx plus b, where m is obviously the gradient and b is the y-intercept. But the beauty of this method is that even if it's not written in that form, we can still graph linear equations. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so we've got to find the x-intercept. Now, let's find the y-intercept just because it is. What is the y-intercept of both of these? Well, it's just simply this number. Okay, so the y-intercept crosses here at 4. I'm going to rub this out. And in the second example, let's do that straight away. It's at -4, so that's the y-intercept. So because it's written as y equals on its own, it tells us where the y-intercept is as well. Have you ever asked yourself why it is the case? Well, I'll tell you why now. It is because the y-intercept lies on what value of x? So this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. See, this is the value of x right here, 0, and that's why, and that lies on the y-axis. This is x equals 0, but it's the y-axis. So the way it works is that we substitute don't write this down, x equals 0. So you sub it in for x equals 0. What's 2 times 0? Nothing. Therefore, y equals 4. Okay? So that's why it works. And we're going to do exactly the same thing to find the x-intercept. Except, where does the x-intercept, at what value of y does it occur? Well, give it away. It occurs when y equals 0, right here. Okay? See how the x-axis occurs when y equals 0. So to find the x-intercept, we need to make y equals 0. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to go sub y equals 0. Okay? So into this guy. So instead of y, what am I putting in? 0. So let's go 0, and then we're left with 2x plus 4. Now all we need to do is use our algebra skills now to find the answer. So the furthest thing away from the x on the same side of the equal sign is +4. So I need to undo that. So what's the opposite of +4? -4. And I have to do that to the other side. So I'm left with -4 equals 2x. Now I'm just going to flip that over because I like the x on this side equals -4. Now what's stopping me being x by itself? Well, it's a times in between the 2 and the x. So what's the opposite of times 2? Hopefully you say divide by 2. And we divide by 2. Therefore, x equals -2. So what is the x-intercept? Well, the x-intercept is -2. So that's it there. Now this is excellent because now we've got 2 points, and because it's a straight line, I can just graph it. Okay, so I'm going to graph it. So get your ruler out, graph it. Now I haven't exactly gone through, but I will try to do so. This is this line just by 2 points. All right, so from one equation we get 1 point, and from the second one we get another one. All right, let's do it again. So what do we have to do to find the x-intercept? We have to sub y equals 0. Okay, we already know the y-intercept, so we want to find the x-intercept. So let's do that. So instead of y, what are we putting in? 0. So 0 equals -1/2 x minus 4. And now I undo it in the same way. I'm going to go +4 here and +4 here. So I've got 4 equals -1/2 x. All right. Now I'm going to flip that over. So I'm going to go -1/2 x equals 4. So there's been no maths. I've just moved the x to one side and the constant to the other side. Now, this 2 is divide by 2 because it's over 2. So I'm going to times it by 2 and get rid of it there. And here I'm going to times by 2. So I've got what have I got left on the left-hand side? Minus x equals 8. Now, when we have a negative on one side, we just chuck it over to the other side. Therefore, x equals negative 8. Now, where is the x-intercept? Well, it's at negative 8. So the x-intercept, so we've got to stretch this out a bit more. So let's get a black pen and let's stretch it out. Yep. And it'll be minus 6, minus 7, minus 8 will be there. So let's get back to my purple colour. So the x-intercept is here. So we grab our ruler and we just draw a line from there to there. And that is our line. Y equals minus a half x minus 4. All right, so we only need 2 points and we're done. Okay, I'm going to show you something that's a slightly harder, but it should be all right. So we want to sketch this graph. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find the intercept. So I'm going to sub y equals 0. Okay. So what's 4 times 0? Anything times 0 is just 0. So that cancels that out. So I'm left with 2x equals 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So therefore x equals 6. All right. So therefore x intercept is 6. So let's mark that. That'll be around here. So because that's 5, 6 will be the next one across. To find the y-intercept, we have to make x equals 0. So sub x equals 0. So that means that's going to be 2 times 0, which cancel that out. So we'll just be left with this thing here. So let's go 4y equals 12. Divide by 4, therefore y equals 3. Therefore y-intercept is 3. So that'll be here. Now we grab our ruler and we just connect those 2 points like we're playing dot to save our life. And that's the line 2x plus 4y equals 12. That's what that line is. All right, hopefully that helps. Peace out.